If you want to learn how to lay down air carbon mesh as an underwrap for one of your guides, then that's what we're going to talk about today. So stay tuned. Hey guys, it's John, ReelBlue Custom Rods, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to talk about applying air carbon mesh as an underwrap. And I will have a link to the product down in the description below. But what I wanted to show you guys again is how I am applying this as an underwrap for my guide wraps that I'm doing on this 9-foot 15 and 30 class downrigger trolling rod. So one of the first things to do, I've already made a cut here, as you can see, but one of the first things that I like to do for using this as an underwrap is take the guide that I'm going to use and then make the measurement for the underwrap. And all I did was lay that on the air carbon mesh like this right here, as you can see. And then what I did is I left a little extra on each side. I didn't want the air carbon mesh to end at the toes, if you will, of the guide feet. I wanted it to go past just a little bit on either side, or the left and the right. And so I made that cut for the first one that I did, which is right here. So you can see that I made that first cut. So I just laid that on there. I got my measurement. I made that cut so I could have that as my underwrap. And as you can see, that's going to pair very nicely with the rings inserts that I have on these guides. And so again, I wanted that just to go just past the toes on the feet. So let's get into adding that. So the next one that I've got going on is going to be for right here. And so that first one, that first guide that I just showed you was a size 16 guide. This one that I'm getting ready to do now is a size 12 guide. And I'm just going to get a quick measurement. And as you can see, it's a little bit more than probably what I want to be excess on the bottom. So I don't want it to be that far, or I guess a better way to say it is I don't want it to stick out that far past the toes of the feet. And then if I zoom in a little bit, maybe you get a better understanding here. You can see that right here and right here. I don't want it to stick out that far. So I want it to be closer to the toes like the 16 was. So when you buy this, it comes in a sheet. All right, and just so you know, it tells you which direction to cut it in, and it has a QR code for you to learn, for instructions on how to apply it. And then, of course, this is the air carbon mesh. They've got a few different colors. I chose gold, or you can just get regular carbon, but this actually has gold, and it has a bit, when you move the reflection around, you can see some purples in there, a little bit of green. So this is going to look wicked cool, I think, in my opinion. So all I do is I just measure the guide. Again, I just want it to stick out a little bit, and it's kind of tacky when you use this stuff, so it's perfect for making marks and doing what we're doing, but I want to cut a little bit of that off. And then I'm going to do the same thing up here at the top. Give myself a little extra on each side. And then all I'm going to do is come in with my straight edge and just make a line that I can cut off. And then I just got to find my line. Make my cut. And then I can I can save this for something else. I'm sure I will find an opportunity to use that. All right. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take my guide. So I know that I want my ring to be right here on this mark, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold this guide there. And I'm going to make a mark with my Sharpie. I'm dropping stuff. Geez, Louise. I'm going to come back right here. And then I can rework on that mark. So right here, kind of my top and my bottom. Then what I want to do is I want to come back with a shop towel and take off my China marker or grease pencil mark. And then what I can do is I can go ahead and peel. And I'm going to peel from this end. And again, this is pretty tacky stuff. And what you want to do is you want the rod to rotate away from you, right? So you want to just kind of go in there, set your mark up. Make sure you have your seam if you want it at the top or the bottom of the rod, wherever you're going to put that at. And then rotate. And then I've basically right here where my fingernail is, that's one wrap. So how many times you need to wrap air carbon mesh around your blank? If you are using air carbon mesh as a guide wrap, so this is going to secure your guides down to the rod, you want to wrap it at least 2.5 to 3 times around each of the guide feet, right? But since I'm using this for an under wrap, I like to go about 1.5 or maybe 2 wraps to be complete, if you will. And then for the sake of video, once I got the carbon mesh wrapped to where I want it at, if I needed to come in and cut it with a razor blade, I can easily do that. And just come in with a razor blade and cut it. And it's no problem at all. No problem at all to cut that. And then all I want to do, actually, let me cut this little piece right there. And then all I want to do is just use my finger and wrap that over. And so I'm just using my finger to smoosh down that seam. I do that same thing on the other spot that I was working on. And then now I have a perfect under wrap for this rod. Now, the next step that I need to do is I need to use color preserver on here. Is this a step that I could skip? If you were going to ask me that question, the answer is no. You cannot skip this step. So again, you cannot, I need to drive this point home. You cannot skip this step. You must use color preserver on here. All right. And then you can have this, you can freehand it like I'm going to do, or you can have it on your dryer, however you want to do it. I will put this on the dryer to dry. But again, you want to apply your color preserver in the same direction, essentially, that you have added the air carbon mesh, right? And that's why we wanted to make sure we applied it in that one direction, with the rod rotating away from us. And then I just keep coming in here and adding this. And I just keep rotating that rod around. All right. Almost done here. And come down to the end. All right. All right. We got that, or we have that added. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing to this earlier portion that I applied or added here. Again, I'm just making sure that that seam is laid down nice and smooth. And then we're just going to wrap, or excuse me, keep rotating that around, and then add this color preserver to it. And just laying it down. Again, this color preserver, a step that you cannot skip. All right, we're getting down to the end here. All right. And I'm just going to spread that color preserver, spread the welt there a little bit. All right. And then what I'm going to do after I've done that is I'm just going to put this on the dryer. All right. And then we're going to let that rotate around until that color preserver dries. And it takes about 10 to 20 minutes, but you're just going to let that spin until it dries. And then what you can do is then you can come back and you can lay your epoxy on it and kind of go from there. So because this is an underwrap, I am not going to be putting epoxy on this quite yet. But what steps do you need to do when you are going to use this as a guide wrap and or you're just putting epoxy on it for the first time? So here are the things that you need to know. So same thing, you want to apply the epoxy in the same direction with the rod rotating away from you, like we did when we added the carbon mesh and now the color preserver. So you want to do that. You do not want to add any heat to your finish the first time you put it on the carbon, the air carbon mesh. You do not want to apply heat. You just want to put your finish on there, and then get it nice and level, and let that first one dry. That first coat of finish, the air carbon mesh is going to suck up that finish that you put on it, which is completely normal, but you just don't get worried about it. Don't be too obsessive compulsive over it. Like I am, like you start getting worried about stuff, just do not add any heat to the first coat. Once that first coat is completely dried, then you can come back. And when you add your second coat of finish, you of course can add heat to that and take out the bubbles. So what does that mean? That means you have to do a really good job on that first coat of making sure you don't have any bubbles in your finish when you apply it to the air carbon mesh the first time. And you can do that in a wide variety of ways. But what I would do is I would just make sure that you're mixing your paste and then you're putting in some sort of tin, metal and or like aluminum foil dish to like help let those air bubbles evaporate. So that's what you kind of need to know from that. So here is the air carbon mesh that we just applied for our two under wraps that we're going to do on this lower portion of the rod. And we're going to go ahead and let this dry. And then once this dries, then I'll start applying the rest of the decorative wrap, get the guide on there, do the guide wrap, and then I'll get into applying the finish in some later videos. So make sure you stay tuned. As always, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope I was able to show you something. If you have any questions for me about the air carbon mesh, leave them down in the comments block below, and I'll do my best to answer them. And make sure you guys watch this next video here. Until next time, guys, take care. Bye.